I think he's ready to go. Yeah, I'm getting a nod. This is Armando Sanchez, everybody!
Michigan City, how you doing? I'm so happy to be here. Give it up for yourselves one more time. You guys have been great. Beautiful. So as Mark said, I'm Armando. A little bit about myself. I'm a pretty standard guy, so if you guys see me around after the show, feel free to say what's up. Fair warning though, if you come up to me and I go completely non-verbal, don't even worry about that. That's just my anxiety telling my body to turn off. And there's nothing you guys can do about that. It's just, I have PTSD from my parents making me translate during traffic stops when I was little. Yeah. Growing up, people would tell me I looked white a lot. And I thought that maybe that meant that I would have to deal with less racism than the rest of my friends. But instead, my own family was racist to me. And I don't know if you guys are aware or not, but Mexicans are much more creative with their racism. So they would call me things like garbanzo bean, because I was lighter than the rest of them. Or like anytime we went to a relative's house and they were making tacos, they'd tell them to give me mine on hard shells. Everybody would laugh. I thought I had gotten used to being called a white guy until I went to go pay a bill recently. And what happened is that normally I pay this bill over the phone. So the lady working there has never seen me before. So I walk in and she's like, "Hey sir, how you doing?" "Great, just making a payment." She's like, "Great, what's the name on the account?" "Armando Sanchez." She stared at me for a little bit. And finally she was like, "No." "You're not Armando." Don't know how to respond to that. But here's my ID. So she took my ID, looked at it, looked back up at me. She's like, "Hold on. Take your hat off real quick." Disrespect. But I didn't want to fight with this lady. So I took my hat off. Stared at me a little bit longer and she's like, "Honey, you don't even look Mexican." I'm like, "Yeah, I get that a lot, bitch." But the whole thing for me is I'm like, what did she think was gonna be under my hat? Like I was just gonna take my hat off and there was gonna be a little quinceañera happening under there? Like what the fuck? Like what I gotta do, walk in here with a knife? I'm not a knife guy. Not even a gun guy. Guns are cool. I like guns. I have a gun. But I don't like carrying that thing because it's honestly pretty overwhelming. I don't know how to be alone with it. I told that to one of my friends. He's like, "Well, you gotta get familiar with your gun." I'm like, "Well, how the fuck you do that?" He's like, "Well, just get in the room, handle it, talk to it." Fuck. So now I'm in my house having a serious conversation with my gun, looking down the barrel face to face. Come to find out people die that way. I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna carry this thing anymore. I think my biggest problem is that I have really bad gun etiquette. Like, I treat my gun like a cell phone most of the time. So like if I come to your house and I'm gonna be there for a while, I'll just set it down somewhere. Anybody can pick it up, put it up to their ear, take a picture with it. I don't give a fuck. Or like if we're talking and I don't know what to do with my hands, I'm pulling it out. I'd be like, "I don't know who made these brownies, but they're fucking dry." Sometimes I let my niece play with it when I'm trying to get her shut up. I'm just kidding, I don't want to play with it. I was thinking about this the other day. I feel like people with depression feel a lot like how people with autism do right now. Because they're probably sick of people claiming something they don't have just because they showed a couple symptoms one time. Like, a girl will think a guy is weird, and the guy will think he's autistic because of that. You're not autistic because the girl thought you were weird. The girl thought you were weird because you told her she has the same kind of nipples as your mom. I just feel like we're overusing the terms. I recently learned about this term called overstimulated. You guys know what that is? Have you heard of this? Okay. Yeah. So basically, for those of you who don't know what overstimulated is basically just the easiest way to get out of doing anything that you don't want to be doing anymore. So like, you could be having a really bad day at work, and all you got to do is tell your boss that you're feeling overstimulated and that you're having a lot of anxiety. And because of the pussification of America, he has to let you go home. Or like, tomorrow I have to go to a baby shower. So probably halfway through this thing, I'll just start making really weird faces until my wife's like, "Fuck's wrong with you?" And what I'm gonna say is, I think I'm feeling overstimulated and I'm having a lot of anxiety. Now, my wife's gonna cuss me out. But because of the pussification of America, she has to let me go home. And I'll be the first to admit that ever since I learned this term, I do overuse it a lot. Like maybe at a baby shower. Or sometimes during sex. For example, me and my wife will be having sex, and I'll be hitting it from the back. And my thumb might accidentally work its way into my wife's butt. And she'll get really mad at me. And now I gotta be like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry, I don't know what happened. I think I got overstimulated. I didn't know what to do with my hands. Normally I put them in my pocket, but I'm not wearing any pockets." And she'll be like, "Armando, do you think I'm fucking stupid?" And I'm like, "Look, I know you're upset, I'm sorry, but honestly, you got kind of lucky because normally when I'm overstimulated, I put my whole hand in my pocket." Yeah. My wife actually just told me that she's officially ready to start trying to have a baby. And as a person who doesn't want any kids, that's pretty terrifying. And it's not that I don't like little kids, it's just that I'm really scared of having a bad kid, okay? I want a good kid. One of the ones that people compliment you on. They're like, "Oh my God, he's so polite. You should be such a proud father." But the thing is that starts with you. You have to teach them these things. You have to instill these values into your kid. So I've been trying to actively practice being a good parent right now that I don't have any kids. So that way when I do have a kid, it just kind of comes as second nature. But my wife keeps getting really mad at me because every time we get done having sex, I'll be like, "Okay, what do you say?" "You're welcome." "You want to pick up all your clothes for me?" The thing is I just don't like how people who already have kids are always trying to convince you that you're missing out on something. They'll be like, you don't understand. They're so sweet. They're so cute. They can do no harm. I know that maybe right now you feel like you don't want a kid, but I promise, once you're holding that thing and you look into its eyes, you will have no choice but to want to cherish it and love it as much as humanly possible.
No joke.
That's not a selling point to me. I feel like that's just common courtesy if you're in a family. And the thing is that they're lying to you. They only give you the highlights. You know, like, of course, if I have a baby, I'm going to love it and take care of it. I'm not just going to pretend it didn't happen and abandon it. I'm not black. I just feel like they're lying to you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if they wanted to be real, the realest thing anybody could do is take you and show you a holding room full of toddlers and be like, all right, guys, right here's the toddlers. I'm going to be honest with you. First 3 years this thing's life, it's going to be pretty rough. It's mostly just going to scream at you. But what you got to do is just keep throwing shit at the wall until you find something that makes it stop crying. And once you find that, you put that in your pocket and you remember it for next time, okay? Probably don't try to go out to eat with this thing. If you can find somebody watch it for you, leave it. It's not worth it. Listen to me, guys. Do not fall for the mind games. These things are known narcissists. They will manipulate you until they get what they want, and then they will make you cry again. You understand me? You are dealing with the M80 of human beings. They're small, but they will get the cops called on you. Now, as far as maintenance, first year, you're going to have to be pretty careful with it. Once they get about 2 years old, they're pretty indestructible. These guys right here hit the concrete face first, bounce right back up, no problem. Any questions? Yeah, how long does one of these things normally live? Well, you take care of it, this thing could probably outlive you. Oh no, you guys have any dogs? Yeah, right this way. This right here is a Rottweiler, same as a toddler, just doesn't bite as much. Yeah. My wife's actually, things are a little tense in my house right now because her best friend just got cheated on. And naturally, she's taken that out on me. Which is fine. I'm an adult. I know that this is going to blow over. But the problem with being an adult is that sometimes we catch ourselves apologizing even when we know we shouldn't be apologizing. So my wife's walking around the house pissed off. And I'm like, you know what, fine. So I walk in the room. I'm like, hey, I know you're fake going through something. I shouldn't try to tell you how to feel about it. It's not my place. If there's anything that I can do to help, let me know. I'm sorry. But she wasn't done arguing yet. She was like, you know, that's a problem with men. You guys never take women's feelings into consideration. You guys just come home from work, sit down, get on your phone, start looking at women. And that's exactly why nothing lasts anymore, because of social media. 30 years ago, this never would have happened. And I had to be like, well, yeah, but also 30 years ago, if you talk to a man like this, he'd just beat the shit out of you. That's not great. So it is a little tense at my house. But it's not as bad as my buddy's house. Because at my buddy's house, we just found out that his girlfriend hits him. And he doesn't know that we know that his girlfriend hits him. And we're probably not going to bring it up. Because if you think about it, it's not my relationship. It's not my business. Not my problem. And I'm sure he's probably just already under a lot of pressure right now. Because I feel like it's not a great time to be an ugly guy with a hot girlfriend. Because, like, before, if you were an ugly guy with a hot girlfriend, everyone just assumed that you had money. Now, if you're an ugly guy with a hot girlfriend, everyone just assumes that she used to be a man. So that's probably bothering them. All right, you guys have been great. Thank you so much for having me. I've been Armando. Give it up one more time for your host, Mark Dar.